Good evening, everybody. It is a marvelous Monday. We are back for the recap, and we are here to recap episode 10, season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Blunt Truths. Good
Mm.
evening, Auntie. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said, how you
This
doing?
season 10, honey. Season 10. Listen,
Season
they
10.
put up on the screen, tearing up the screen. It is what it is. It's wild, okay? But I'm here for it.
I
I'm
am
here
so
for
here for it. They
it.
giving us reality TV.
They're
We
giving
dealing
us
with some
this.
real issues. You know, Diva, we having some real good family scenes this season. We having some real moments.
We are having some real moments.
It's been a good season so far.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's Monday. We are what? 2 weeks away from Christmas. It's the holidays. Happy holidays, everybody. It's
Happy
cool
holidays.
outside. It was raining all day today. I'm
Was
like,
it
this
you?
girl. First of all, last night. Oh, well, first of all, before I get into anything else, let's
Mhm.
talk real quick because you know I went to see Miss Pat this weekend. Okay.
Listen, you got to see Miss Pat, and I went to the opera.
Yes. How was the opera?
The opera was good. I'm sorry. I'm like looking for a pen. I'll look for it later because I need a pen. I like strike off my parts when we go through it. But anywho, the opera was amazing. It was
Yes.
at the Lincoln Center in New York. Then we went to a nice restaurant to eat afterwards. And this is my first time I ever been in box seats. We was in the box seats, honey. I was living large yesterday. Okay, hello, with the friends, living large
Smart.
for the opera. It was everything. I had an amazing time yesterday.
That's what's up. We
Yes.
went on Saturday, this past Saturday. Me and my best friend, we went and seen Miss Pat, honey. When I tell you, Miss Pat put on a show, baby. I'm gonna show this
Mhm.
real quick, y'all. I'm gonna just show my
Okay.
picture real quick and then I'll drop it down. Let me know if you can see it, Diva. Can you see it?
No, not yet. I'm showing you showing the our show.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Let me fix it. It didn't work how I thought it was gonna work. Hold on.
Okay.
Uh But yes, we went and seen Miss Pat this weekend. It was an amazing time. I was like, oh my goodness. When I tell y'all, hilarious, such a great show. If you want to go see a comedian, Miss Pat, in my opinion, is the one to go see. It
Oh,
was very, if you somebody that don't like cussing and acting a fool, it may not be
you
entertainment
can't
to
go.
you. But if you are into that, if you just want to have a good laugh, a good time, when I tell you, Diva, from opening to close, Miss Pat was everything. I mean, an amazing show. Amazing. I'm uploading this picture now so y'all can see real quick. But I mean, from her openers, it's very rare that you can find someone to do an opening. And oh, let me drop this down. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. But anyways, here is me and Miss Pat, y'all. I know it's a little off, but I'll try to find another picture before we close out. But it was just an amazing show from opening to close, Diva. Like her openers were amazing. She did an amazing job. She was actually not feeling well, but she still came
Oh,
to the show and showed up and showed out. It was so good. So shout out to Miss Pat. And she said that her show will be dropping if you watch the Miss Pat show on BET. Plus, it will be dropping in January. So stay tuned for that. But amazing weekend. I had a great weekend. Family in town. And just spent some time with them. So yes, it was good.
all righty. Well, there you go. Boom. Okay. I'm glad you had a good time and a good weekend.
I
I
did.
did.
It was needed. It was needed. It's been a busy few weeks. But listen, y'all, let's jump on into a story real quick. We're gonna get some street news and then we're gonna hop into our podcast for the night. So let's get into street news. Listen, people. Okay, so Diva, our people, Candy and Tog are the big thing talk on the street right now. This is so crazy. As of lately, they are saying that Candy is scrambling to get this divorce sealed from the public. Sources
Mhm.
say that Candy neglected her kids while chasing cash, fame, and women. Um,
Mhm.
Diva.
Not fame, cash, and woman.
I was like, we are putting like 100 on 10, like right now. Like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I don't believe this at all. I'll give them chasing cash. I could definitely see her trying to get the money because Candy does, and in all seriousness, Candy takes care of a lot of people. She has a lot of people that work for her. She's always talking about her family. She truly loves her family. She has gone out of her way to really be in support of so many people. She's got these 2 young children. Candy is the breadwinner, if you may, in that house. So doesn't leave anything but for Todd to be there to take care of the kids, and the whole thing's down at the fort. The chasing the money, the chasing the fame and the ladies, I don't believe that. Candy been famous all her life. What does she have to chase fame for? If she want a woman, I'm sure they will step up at the moment. What is she chasing a woman for? I didn't believe that portion. But I do believe that this divorce should be sealed.
Yes.
They have young children. We need to keep out of the public as much as possible, in my opinion. I just really hate to see this going on. Like, I hate this. I really do.
I hate this for them too, to be very honest with you, 100%. I really do hate this for them. So how do I feel about this? Let's be clear, out of Candy's own mouth, and y'all know I'm a Candy fan. If you've been over here, I used to get beat down for being a fan of Candy's. I'm a Candy fan, but let's be clear when it comes to Candy. Candy herself says she was chasing an EGOT, right? And the EGOT is what the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, and a Tony, right? Yeah. Yeah. She herself said that out of her own mouth. So if you want to equate that to chasing fame, then I guess you equate that to chasing fame. Chasing money. Candy's always been about her coins. Always. This is way before the marriage. So these are all things, if you ask in my opinion, that Todd knew about her, right? The worst thing for anybody, any couple, is when you know how I am, you know how you met me, and then you want me to change just because we say I do. I do are not magic words. This ain't hocus pocus. You understand what I'm saying? I do doesn't turn a person into something that they're not. You know who you have when you have me. I don't got much hair. I'm gray. I'm 55 next year. I'll be 56. Like, because I say I do to you, that ain't going to change. You understand what I'm saying? It's not going to change. So, and chasing the woman, and listen, Candy herself said, and that's why I feel comfortable saying this. Candy herself said in some of the reunions, right, that she kissed girls before, whatever the case may be. So all of that wrapped up there in that one little sentence is all stuff that she has been doing. So, and Candy's own daughter, O'Reilly, said, right? So we ain't putting 20 on 10. You know how we like to do over here. We say what the people said. Okay. We do the facts. Okay. Come on now, Maria. So Riley said out of her own mouth, she told her mama, you don't need to have more kids. Because respectfully, y'all know I love Candy, but I'm telling you what Riley said. She said, because respectfully, you ain't even raised me like that. That's what Riley said. So with that being said, Todd knew what he was getting into. He knew that she wanted these kids, and he knew that he was going to have to be daddy daycare. So if this is a scheme, if that sentence and that statement is a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the BS, I ain't here for it. Period.
If he set the scheme up, he did a damn good job. That's what I will say. He did a darn good job, because I've seen so many videos where there are attorneys that are questioning this whole prenup situation, how it went down. Like, he really has set up a good scheme. He has set up a good scheme. And so I'm interested to see how all of this will continue to roll out as we roll into 2026.
Yeah. I will quickly respond. Can I say something quickly about, these lawyers speaking about this prenup and whatever the case may be? The people tried to come for me because I did a video on that. Comments. But Warrior, I don't give a rat's behind about the people. Because I could stand on an island by myself. I'm grown, right?
Grown.
because I'm grown. Okay. So the legal attorney said the prenup is not going to stand. This is their money. Why, when it comes to the black woman, is our money? I don't understand that. Why, when it comes to the black woman, the prenup is not going to stand? So, and if every marriage, everything becomes ours, then why would there be a fight in the end of the day at a courthouse when divorce comes? If the rule of the law is that everything is ours once we say I do, then when the divorce comes, there would be no fight. That's why I said I don't care if it is a lawyer. He's not making no sense. Okay, because somebody wants to come at me talking about you not a lawyer, Diva, but Diva got a brain and she uses it. Okay, she uses it. I use my brain. I don't just listen to people and be like, yeah, I agree. I use my brain. If that was the case, Cardi B and Offset would be divorced right now, but they're not divorced because he's trying to come out her pockets for her money, and she said no. If that was the case, at the end of the day, Erica Jane should be locked up with her husband. Why? Because her husband committed frauds and crimes for the money they spent together. She's free now, and he's somewhere out of his mind, locked up. So knock it off with the BS that this is a blanket thing. All of the money becomes our money. It's the lies, the lies, the lies.
Well, on that note, let's hop into our nightly recap.
Don't come for me.
Oh my God, listen, we are live on both channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royers World. So please make sure, whatever your channel you're watching
come on.
That prenup signing on the show actually didn't happen 4 hours before the wedding. That was for TV. It actually happened 2 days prior. They trolling us. Okay.
I love people.
Okay.
Come on now, talk to the people. That's what. So tell the lead attorney to get his facts together. Please. Okay. Listen, Kevin Hart's ex-wife, this ain't diva words. This is his. Tori Hart said she wrote those jokes for Kevin Hart. She was left destitute at the end of the day. Diva, being reasonable, 11 years of marriage, some of it has to be ours. He left his job to be with her. She wanted him to not take jobs in Cali. Well, he listened. I don't know what to tell you.
I hate you. Not even. Not time follow direction.
Oh my God, I cannot. I don't know why I do what you were here.
Viewers, our fabulous co-hosts, so we appreciate y'all because y'all keep the show rolling, okay?
That part.
Here, like I said, we're live on both channels. Make sure that you hit the like button on Royers World and Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bells on all. And then do us one more favor. Share this live. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Share with your enemy too. Let's get into this. We are recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 10, Blunt Truths. So we are starting off with Gizelle and Wendy. Gizelle and Wendy are meeting up at Mercedes-Benz today. Gizelle is looking for a car, okay? She says she's trying to lower her carbon print because those thingy things that be up there with the ice on them, they're melting. The glaciers, that's what she said, the glaciers. They're melting, so she's trying to lower her carbon footprint. Wendy meets Gizelle at Mercedes, and so Wendy said, she's looking for a car too. Her lease is up. She's looking for a wagon, but she wanted to let Gizelle know she doesn't want to be like Stacey, just pop up, with the things. And so Gizelle wanted to discuss, what's going on with your girl Stacey? How you feeling? And so Wendy pretty much feels that what do they say, Diva? Imitation is the best form of flattery. Ain't that the term
Yes.
saying? Okay. So Wendy feels that, sometimes people don't know how to say, I love what you're doing. You doing your thing. And so, like you said, Diva, sometimes you got to give yourself a pat on the back. Okay. Go on the pat. And so, Wendy said, I'm not mad about it. The girls, like to do what I'm doing, and it is what it is. Stacey, we're good. Everything's cool. But Stacey does feel like that you've been a little hard on her. Like she just feel like you and the girls won't lay off on her. And Gizelle said, listen, she keeps giving us reasons, but at this point, I don't have nothing for you, girl. So you can tell her I'm good. We good. It's going to be all right. It's going to be good between us. Okay. The salesman comes over and gets the key to get in the G-Wagon. Gizelle starts up the car, and this is an electric G-Wagon, everybody, okay? Everybody's trying to move to the electric thing now. And so Gizelle, she gets the car started up, but she can't get the car out of drive. She misreading a few words of what's going on. She gets on the road, she driving, she doing her thing. She feeling like Karen, flying down the street, doing her thing. Zoom, zoom in the room, okay? Wendy, and Gizelle ended up talking about Monique. Gizelle said she was surprised to see Monique at Ashley's event, when we got on the float for the LGBTQ plus parade. And so, Wendy said it was nice to see Monique. Haven't seen her in a while. It was different, it was a nice energy to have around. How do you feel? And so Gizelle said, she was shocked, but, it was good to see her. It's been so many years. And so, she would still like to have a conversation with Monique, especially if she's going to be around the group again. She would like to see if Monique is the same person she was 5 years ago. She could stay where she at. But if she has changed, I'm willing to be open and have a conversation and see where she is mentally and emotionally in regards to her life, this divorce, and how she's doing now. So that was that first scene with Gizelle and Wendy. And you know what, for me, Diva, and I'll jump to the next scene, but I just want to say real quick, for me, this whole scene was just like a breath of fresh air to me. It was so nice to see Wendy and Gizelle being in a space that they can cohabitate space together and not be fussing and fighting and doing stupid stuff. Like, it was just like, oh my God, why couldn't you guys do this several years ago?
Yeah.
It's nice to have this full circle moment come back for them. It's still kind of like that shadiness about them, but it's still a coolness about them. So I really enjoyed that opening scene. Then we have Stacey and AJ. AJ is in town for Stacey's grand opening for Shio. Stacey, she wanted to sit down and give AJ the latest update on the latest and greatest with Stacey and Stacey News. Shio was created, built, and now being produced within 95 days, okay? This is going to be released on Juneteenth. She is the first Black woman in Virginia to own a cannabis line and business. So she is very proud of that. Unfortunately, she does notice that some of the ladies in the group are not very supportive of what she has going on. And quite frankly, it is because of the dishonesty and the question marks that we have seen from Stacey throughout her time period of being on the show. Stacey started this cannabis business after she found out that Wendy and Eddie had a cannabis business and tried their product. And she names it Shio, which is a Nigerian name, which is what Wendy is. Wendy's from Nigeria. Exactly. Yes. So, it's a lot going on in this situation, in regards to Wendy. She's trying to get well established in this new group, but she's just not feeling it, okay? Stacey shares with AJ how Kay and Monique allegedly told, or well, she told, Kay told Monique that her and Chris were dating, at some point in time. Then she accused her of going back and telling Chris things that Monique shared in a private group setting. AJ was like, oh my God, stop. Y'all old asses is too old. This is dumb, okay? I was like, come on, AJ, tell the people the truth. This is dumb. Why are we fighting over this stupid stuff? Then she shares about her and Tia and their fallout due to Timu not being able to come to dinner. He was going to be out of town. Then he happened to be in town or just getting in town. All of that foolishness. She says the prim and proper lady that, came from England, she is not who she says to be.
That's she a fraud.
She is not who she plays to be. And she tried to get me together, but I got her together. And so AJ said, I need you to speak up for yourself. And I need you to bring that Detroit out on these ladies. Let these hoes know that you ain't having it, okay? Now, Diva, my problem with this scene with Stacey is that we're telling half-truths about what really happened.
But that's on brand for Stacey, though, right?
And that's what I was going to say. It's the consistency for me. At least if you don't lie, keep up with your lies. And sisters keeping up with your lies and staying with the consistency. She being consistent.
That's Stacey.
I'm like, I can't be too mad. I can't be too mad about it. So anything on those first two scenes?
Well, you know why I'm 50 gold. I'm with you. I'm over Stacey. Yeah, in this episode, I'm over her too. She now she doing too much. But okay, so let me say this for the first scene. Like you said, to have a scene with just Gizelle and Wendy, is we really passed the whole. We jumped over hurdles.
Yes.
Right. To see these two in a scene together, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if Robin was still here, we wouldn't have seen this. So I'm liking it, right? I'm liking Gizelle.
Think about that. That is so true.
Yeah, I don't know if we would have seen
that either. No.
Yeah, we wouldn't have. I think they would have kept this thing going with Wendy, right? So Gizelle in this election, G-Wagon, and Wendy saying she gonna get one. I'm like, all right. The premise, like the scene itself was like, okay, but the idea that those two were together was everything, and that they had a kiki na ha ha, right? To find out Stacey called Wendy's stylist. Now listen, I will say this: Wendy's stylist is everything. Doesn't always hit the mark. Because some of Wendy's outfits, you like, why does she have on those shorts? Why is she wearing that? But there are some good Wendy stuff that comes through where I'm like, okay, I could see Stacey calling her stylist, okay? And I'm still hands down, the dress she wore to meet with Tia and her husband in the finger waves, it did a whole lot for Wendy. She looked good. Matter of fact, I think Wendy is another one. Like Trina from the Braxtons, Wendy probably would look so much nicer with her own hair. I'm not against wigs. I'm not against weaves. But I think sometimes they do so much and less would be more, right? So I feel like, when you see Wendy with those finger waves and just a little bit less, it does a lot for her. It shows her beauty more to me.
It brings out her face beauty.
Yeah, it brings out her face beauty, right? So that scene, when Stacey is scaring me, you called this girl stylist, you modeled your business at the Eddie's business. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? And so, but Gizelle always has a person where she wants the ice out of the group. And it was beautiful to see Kizzy and Zen when having fun. So, Gizelle always has somebody she's going to ice out of the group. And Stacey is the one she's icing out of the group. As we see later, there wasn't many people that showed up for Stacey at her event, right? So, but it was a good scene. I liked it. When Wendy and Gizelle was like, Monique coming back, all they need is Karen now. Well, what about, you don't even want to talk about having your own girl back, a Robin? I found that interesting. All you need is Karen. You don't need Robin. Now, I know y'all not going to say Candace's name, so I won't even bring that up. But I was shocked that she didn't say Robin.
I think she knows that Robin is not coming back to this platform.
But you can still mention her name because you mentioned her. You wanted her to come to the 10 million party.
She was mad at her about that.
you mentioned her then. You mentioned her then. So why wouldn't you just say, you know, we had Robin back in this, that, in the group, we'll all be the gang to be back together. I just found that interesting. Now, Stacey and AJ, you know, I'm always here for, and this is no shade, I'm always here for the ancillary people, right? So I'm here for AJ because we need those people because they give us enough oomph to get things going. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So AJ he was low-key, he was low-key messy. Okay, he was low-key messy in that scene. You know, she talked about launching her brand. She talked about the girls not supporting her, but you can't fight with everybody and then say I'm having a launch party and expect people to come. Like, you're not going to be disrespecting me, Roy, and then you talk about you got a launch party, and then I'm be like, yeah, I'm a VJ, yeah. It ain't going to happen. Girl, you fighting with everybody. Of course, Kay, Angel, and this one ain't going to come show up for you or respond to your invite. Well, you're not even half speaking to them. So Stacey, you know, sometimes she's a little ditzy and she a little off, right? And she does tell too many twisted stories. So AJ gave her some advice. He said, you're going to have to gather these hoes, okay? You can't be just letting them talk to you any old kind of way. He said, y'all too old for this, but if you got to get a chick together, he said, then I'm going to need you to get them together. I think that's why later on we're going to see Stacey get a little amped up. Because AJ, he did egg her on. He told her she may have to gather the girls. So he was telling her, y'all too old for that. But then he wanted to tell her, you may have to gather the girls. AJ got a little messy, but I was here for it. And she said the group is hating on her. I don't know if it's hate or if it's just like they just not liking the way you move and you do things, Stacey. But it was a good scene with her and AJ.
Yes, definitely a good scene. I think it is more so. I don't think it's hate. I just think they do not like the way Stacey is moving. I read that Robin must be on the do not hire list. I could see that. I mean, she didn't do that when she was here, so.
You know what? That is true. For a long time, the fans wanted Robin.
8 seasons. She did nothing. Like, craziness.
The fans wanted her going for a long time.
Yeah. But let's see. I don't understand the outrage of Stacey having a cannabis line. Why can't only one person have a product? I don't think it was the problem of Stacey having a cannabis line. It was the fact of you sat on the reunion. It was brought up. You lied and said that you didn't know anything about it, knowing that you were in production to get your cannabis line ready for this next season to drop, which they start filming 3 months after they do their reunion. So you knew what was going on, and you sat on that couch and lied and played like, oh, Gizelle is just making stuff up. Now, we all know Gizelle to be making stuff up sometimes, but the one time she telling the truth, you made yourself look foolish by sitting up there lying about it, and then coming around this next season, all of a sudden coming out with your cannabis line. You said yourself that Wendy and that Eddie's line inspired you. Like, if you knew that, why were you hiding it? What was the reason of hiding it?
I'm in agreement with you, Roya. I'm in 100% agreement with you that I think is more the fact, because if you notice, and I'm wondering when Wendy knew she was about to be like indicted and arrested, right? Because she's very forgiving and laid back this whole season.
Yes.
And I'm just like giving it a little side eye in terms of that's, you know, Wendy like to throw shade and stuff, but she's been very forgiving to Stacey. In regards to this whole cannabis line, in regards to Stacey naming it after her, you know, like a happy, you know, meaning in it. So I'm just wondering, but I think
it was nice about carrying in them candles.
No, she was not. She was not. But I don't think it's a problem of her having a line. I think it was a problem of her, again, which is on brand for Stacey, the lies.
The honesty of it. Yeah, right. Like, be honest. And then I think the way that she, like, even I've seen a couple of days ago that even Jazzy has now fallen out with her. Like, it's a pattern of, you know, the consistent people seeing you for who you are. And even for AJ, like I know AJ was like, okay, like you are gas. Like he in his face, you could see like these stories are not adding up. Like I'm confused. Like
the math ain't mathing.
the math wasn't mathing. Yeah, like it was not giving what it needed to give. But you know, overall, overall, great first scenes of the show. It was really good. Like I said, I love seeing Gizelle and Wendy back or together for the first time, really being cool with each other. That is super cool. So yes. Let's see. So next up we have Miss J991. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Stacey moves like Phaedra. I study behavior, sit back and watch. Okay. Interesting.
Well, boom to the studying of the behaviors.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
We thank you for the chat.
But now that you say it, I can kind of I see it. Ooh. All right, Miss J, you blocked that. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna have to see.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So on to our next scene. Let's see. Tia, she is having a business meeting. You know, so Tia told us about her being in real estate at the beginning of this season. I was like, okay, I don't see it, but apparently she is in this real estate thing. She's doing really well. She was meeting with her partner Rob. You know, Tia said that she's selling houses and doing very well. She's having a hard time keeping up with all of her clientele, keeping up with everything, and she needs some balancing. And so now she feels that it will be a good time to build a team to help her continue on with everything, you know, in regards to her real estate business. Her partner said, hey, you've been doing a great job. Anything we can do to help you build that team, let us know and we can do that. Tia shares that, you know, growing up, you know, as she's been saying all season, she grew up with money. You know, she comes from royalty. You know, her dad did not grow up with money, but came into money, you know, made some bad investments. And when the 80s rolled around, things began to slim back down. So Tia shares that going through that really taught her how to manage her money and wealth, you know, in a better way, you know, being that her dad made not so well investments, according to what she's saying. You know, Tia ends up calling Stacey because she does get an invite to Shilo's grand opening. And so she steps outside to give, you know, a call. And so she does let Stacey know, you know, I would love to come and support you. I know we're not in the best of place, but I want to come and support your business. Stacey says, I appreciate you basically coming, you know, she does share that she was disappointed in the way things went down at Gizelle's party. And so Tia says she agrees and that she feels that they should need to sit down and have a little talk about it because she is upset with Stacey. And Stacey said that she really does want to figure all of this out, you know, and try to move forward with this friendship, hopefully. So in my opinion, Diva, I thought this scene was very interesting too. It's like when you get on the phone with Stacey, she becomes this different person. But then when you're in person with Stacey, it's like this rah-rah, like it just depends on what side of the fence you want it, because like in my opinion, when this conversation with her and Stacey on the phone, that was the way she talked to Wendy when she got in front of Tia and she got called on her stuff. It's like it's just this flip-flop behavior. Do you notice it? Are we freezing up?
We are freezing a little bit. Now I'm freezing.
Okay, I think we're backed up.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so Stacey was nice nasty on that phone call though. She was nice nasty. She was very slow to speak and respond. She was nice nasty. So I think Stacey was given what Stacey was given. Stacey, she's messy. I think 50 Ghost said it best. I wasn't really feeling Stacey this episode. I was like doing too much.
It was like a plottation almost, like she was plotting her words to say and how to move so that the next time they
Yeah.
run into each other, like I was just like, "Ooh, like Stacey, I don't
Yeah.
like this. I
Give
don't
her
like this."
flip-flop sandals for sure. Yeah. For
Flip flop
sure.
sandals.
I was like,
I
that
didn't like.
quote was nice, nasty.
Yeah. So then we have also a scene with Ashley and Josh, who've been
Mm.
dating for about a year now. So I entitled this the date breakup scene, okay? Because Diva,
Mhm.
I've never been taken out on a date and then broken up after the.
Yeah. Listen, you know what, Roy? We complain that people ghost us, but I wouldn't want this either. Damn, ghost
No,
me. I'd rather you ghost me.
girl. I was like, what in the world? Like, why do we come? What are we here for? What are we
That
here?
part,
So
Emmanuel.
Ashley,
Wait. Hold on one second. What Ashley did was cruel. Emmanuel, I agree.
mm,
I agree.
yeah,
Cruel. It was
we're gonna
cruel.
talk about that
And
because
he handled it well. But
he
yeah,
handled it excellently.
yeah.
Very, very well.
Mhm.
So Ashley and Josh, they've been dating for about a year now. They were dating while she was in the midst of her divorce. She finalized her divorce this year. And so Ashley kind of feel, in my opinion, it's kind of like I used you for what I needed. I'm done with it now, so I could throw you to the side and move on. Ashley says that she is not happy dating Josh because he can't make the financial moves that she's used to being made for her. Ashley says she's used to going on dates with people guys flying her across the country, renting out restaurants and private islands, taking her, paying her bills. And Josh can't provide that type of lifestyle for her. They go to a little arcade spot with a bar. They have a gaming moment. They, seem like that they had a great time together. So that's when the breakup came, I was completely thrown. I was like, wait, what's going on here? So Ashley, they go sit down at the table and she explains that she enjoys Josh's company and they've been dating on and off for a year. But at this point, she just feels like that they won't be a good match for each other. Josh has not had any children. He hasn't been married. He's not really financially in a place where Ashley would like him. And those things have just been, not good enough for Ashley. Ashley already has 2 children. She said that if she gets married, it will be an additive, and she wants it to be a man that can financially provide the lifestyle that she is already used to. She complained to Josh that we don't take vacations. He said, I offered to take you to Philadelphia the other weekend. She said, I want to go out the country. And so Josh explains, I'm not.
I was feeling for Josh. Not feeling
so bad. I was like, this man is trying. Like, he seems to be a good guy. He's doing what he can. But let me stay on track real quick. Hold on. So, Ashley says, I want to go out the country. I want to go places and be on private jets. She should have done that off camera. For sure. For sure. Josh explains, you don't know my financial status. You know I'm not big and flashy. That ain't who I am, but I'm okay with where we are. And she said, let's keep it a buck. Pretty much I pay for and take care of everything, pretty much. That's what I was getting. She didn't say it, but that's what it was giving. Ashley said, listen, I enjoy our company, but I think it's best to go our separate ways. And Josh said, okay, well, can I walk you out at least? And so he walks her out being such a gentleman. And that was the end of that scene. Shout out to the nice guys who get missed out on. Shout out to them because he is a great guy. Hashtag justice for Josh. Wendy teased him. Ashley called him broke and dumped him. And Ashley's sister called him ugly. Oh,
she did. Which was, oh my gosh.
Yeah. This whole scene was just like, wow. Unfortunately, so many women have this expectation that a man is supposed to be this rich guy who's going to take care of you and your family and do everything for you. But then when most of these women get these rich guys that take care of everything financially, they're not good people. You got a good man from the outside looking in. Let me say that. You have a good man who enjoys your company, who likes your kids, who goes out with you, who's not flashy and all about the, being seen and all of that. Josh is a great guy, and you're throwing him down because right now he's not where you feel he should be financially. If you that girl, you got all of this money from your divorce, what does that matter? If you can manage it well, as long as he's bringing something to the table and being a supportive spouse to you, what does it matter what he makes? She says she knows the guy is out here for her. He's out there. She's not asking for too much. It's giving you're asking a lot. This man is supporting you. He was there for you during your divorce. He knows your kids, and this is the slap in the face you give him. Anything on those two scenes, Diva?
Tia and Lifestyle, the Rich and Famous, and then they lost it all. She gonna make sure she don't lose it all. You know what? I can't say much about this scene because I'm not that in love with Tia. So every scene with her, I'm just like,
and for some reason, I like Tia. I really
I like that you like her. I thought that whole scene was just hogwash, and it was a good lesson for me to learn that because my father, he wasn't good in business, and I lived next to this one, and I went to school with that one. Tia, please, I just can't with her. I really can't. I don't know. And then all of a sudden they didn't have no money no more. Y'all went from the lifestyles of the rich and famous to the ghetto. Like, girl, bye. I can't do this with Tia. You know what I'm saying? I just can't.
I believe it. I see it happen all the time. I was here for the whole thing. I was like, you better speak your truth, sis. Okay.
Yeah. She's giving surface level. Yeah. I can't with her. I just can't. Now, that Ashley and Josh scene, to be very honest with you, Roy, I couldn't believe it was happening. I was like, Tia does quick change. That part. I couldn't believe that scene, Roy. I was in complete and utter shock. Literally, I was in complete and utter shock. I couldn't believe that Ashley did that to him. Someone said in the chat earlier that Ashley used him for TV, and I'm in agreement now. What she did to this young man was deplorable. And you know what I was playing for Josh? I was playing Josh just becomes this big rich thing, and Ashley, if Ashley comes back, he better not go back out with her. She was deplorable in this. Deplorable. So pretty much saying this man was broke, didn't have money, or would she go out on dates with other people? They're renting out restaurants, they're taking her on private jets, taking her to islands or whatever, and he has nothing for her. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad about the way she did this, but I'm so proud of him. His parents raised him well. The way that he handled that whole scene. And he let that chick know, you don't know what I have in my finances. And he said, I offered to take you to Philly. And she's like, well, like Philly was enough, and she got to go to Hawaii or whatever the case may be. Well, you keep gold digging, Ashley, and you're going to end up, and I'm going to say this as respectfully as I can, just like your mother with a bum. Because you know what? When you're automatically just chasing money, I can understand, Roy. Yeah, nobody's gonna say off the back, I just want somebody that don't got no money, ain't got nothing going for me. Who's gonna say that? But this is a young man that actually likes you. You got 2 kids, not 1, but 2. And he actually was okay with your kids, and he let her know too. How do you know that I would not want to, have a kids in 2 years and get married or whatever? No, just keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She sounds so ghetto and so low life. You want to keep it a buck? No, just tell him the truth. You want somebody that got tons of money like right now. Tell the truth. I'm going to keep it a buck. You don't this, you don't that. He said, I offered to take you somewhere the other day. Okay, yeah, it wasn't Hawaii or Bali or Africa. He said Philly.
Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to Josh. Because his pockets voyeur said Philly. Okay. And it said in the Marriott.
You ain't even got to get on a plane. That's a car ride. Josh said road trip.
His pocket said Philly in the Marriott.
Shout out to Miss J. Thank you so much.
That's what his pocket said. Okay.
Royal Kia. Okay.
So I mean, I don't know, but overall, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I cringed on that scene, Royer. I thought that chick was so evil, so mean. And I really was like, I'm not liking Ashley after this. I mean, the way she did him, and then what she was talking about in her confessionals, what she's used to, and then everybody's killing me now. Everybody's killing me now. Fifi, much love. We appreciate y'all showing us the super chat love today. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate y'all. But you know, I don't know, Royer. It was lowbrow. It really was. Ashley's the same person who took the cats to the chicken is bingo. Remember that part? That part. I'm mad that she did this to Josh. I really am.
Yeah,
I just didn't like it. It was horrible.
It was low.
And Josh was like, "But you're happy with me, right?"
That's what I didn't understand, Diva. Like, you're willing to sacrifice your happiness to be with somebody who got money, who you've been with somebody that had money, and they treated you horribly. You was pissed about it. So pissed that you went and got a divorce. Girl, what are you talking about?
And you know what, Roya? I have to say this. I'm sick of this fake LGBTQ plus community people. I'm sick of it.
Girl, you better talk about it because and I completely forgot about that. And I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to mention that. Just the other week, you were sitting up here on this LGBTQ flow talking about you love the women and all of this stuff, but here you are chasing some man to provide a lifestyle for you that you can't even provide for yourself, given the tools to do it. You have a whole platform. People know you around the world, and you can't take care of yourself. You had to go get a man and take his money and still looking for another man to help take care of you and your family.
Well, no, what she said, which kills me, that's why I said it's the fakeness of she said, I'm looking for a man or a female. Ashley, go sit down. Like, it's stupid to me that all of a sudden now all of this, like, she wasn't promoting that in the beginning, and she actually told she said she was tired of having the threesomes with Michael. Like, I'm just, I'm over it, boy. Like, and you know me, I ain't got no problem. Sleep with who you want to sleep with, but let's stop with the fakeness of you're so open to being in relationships with. I'm just over it. Like, stop.
Done. Yeah, that really kind of outraged me a bit. I was just like, it's the fakeness. Like, girl, choose this day what you want to do and who you want to be with, and let's move on because it's too much.
It's too much, yeah. But those two scenes, but like I said, I felt for Josh, and I hope Josh, she's gonna miss Josh's phone calls. She's gonna miss his phone calls. Remember when they was on vacation, she sent Josh a text in her bikini or whatever the case may be. You played with this man, Ashley, and that is dirty.
Toying
with him. Yes, dirty.
Whew. Shame on Ashley. Diva, thank you. That was funny. I don't watch the show anymore. I needed that. I just know you were going to say the trio out of the United States.
Much love, y'all.
Ashley put Josh on the spot, and that was so mean. Ashley chose to humiliate that man in front of cameras for a story. Absolutely disgusting behavior. I totally agree with that. Thank you, Mandy. Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get another.
It was low brow. It was nasty.
Yeah. Ashley found somebody else. She needs to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't find somebody else, the way that you did that was just completely disgusting and just
Yeah.
uncalled for. Like, don't take me out on a date and then play me out
Yeah.
on national TV. Like, stop. Stop.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, listen, we are live on both channels. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe and your notification bells on all. We appreciate y'all for joining us tonight. So we're going to head on over into our next scene. We have a scene. Gizelle and Monique have met up now, okay? Now, this was a really big talk about conversation throughout waiting on this season to come, Diva. I remember while we were waiting on the season to drop, a lot of people had a lot of conversation about Monique and Gizelle meeting up for this big conversation. Overall, in my opinion, the conversation really didn't give too much of anything, in my opinion, but we can talk about this real quick. You know, the girls met up, Gizelle got a little dressed up for her, you know. They came in very cordial with one another. Gizelle said, where should I start off? Should I start off with drag me, Monique? You know, that's what she said to Candace, or Candace said to her, you know, when they got into their fight. You know, Monique said that her dragging days are over. Monique shares that she doesn't remember exactly what she was mad about with Gizelle. She shares she's healing and she's been doing a lot of self-reflection. For a long time, she was playing a victim and was mad, but her divorce helped her, you know, really go through the deep healing, have conversations with family and friends, and really kind of dig up the hurt that she has had over this time frame of her life leading up to that fight with Candace, pretty much. Gizelle says she wanted to reflect on, you know, how things have come since they have been separated. Monique shares that she felt that Gizelle was, you know, in a lot of mess and continued the mess and kept a lot of mess up. She felt that Gizelle didn't like, and she said this in other interviews, that Gizelle didn't like married people. And a lot of people have said that about Gizelle. Anybody that was married, she was going to come for them in their marriage. You know, she didn't appreciate the comments about Gizelle saying she was messing with her trainer, and Big Boy got mad about it, speaking of her husband at the time. Gizelle received a lot of what Monique was saying, you know, but she still did hold Monique to the fire about a lot of stuff too. You know, Monique felt that her actions, you know, were really bad when it came to what happened with her and Candace. She said that was not her intention. She didn't want it to go that far, but it did. You know, she has accepted accountability. She's working on herself. And Gizelle said that she was pretty much glad that Monique has accepted accountability. Let's see. Monique pretty much said that that fight broke the straw. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for her in regards to really figuring out what happened in her life and why she was the way she was and all of those things. She talks about feeling insecure, covering up for her marriage, protecting her marriage, being in that lifestyle. You got to protect your man and your marriage. And the ladies promised that going forward in the future, if we talk about one another, we need to talk about it. So to me, I mean, that scene was what it was. It really, I was like, okay, they needed a moment. They needed a scene. You know, I did watch a little bit of Watch What Happens Live last night, Diva. Monique shared that there was a lot more said in that scene from Gizelle's perspective. The way that they played it out, in my opinion, it was like, in my opinion, Monique was coming to get grace and mercy from Gizelle. That's how I seen it. But I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I'll throw this little scene in here too. Greg goes ring shopping. Okay. This was another made up scene, in my opinion, as well. They just needed something to put on the TV. Greg takes Angel and Mama Michelle out ring shopping for Kay's engagement ring. Angel comes in and shares that her and Kay have been friends for 20 years, and around their 10-year anniversary, they were just imagining what the future was going to be like and who they were going to marry and what rings they were going to have and all of that good stuff. Angel says that Michelle and Greg are in a great space. They're like daughter, son, and mother-in-law. They have a really close relationship. Michelle wanted to know, was Greg going to buy the condo as a wedding gift for Kay? Greg was continuing to sip on his champagne as they was looking at rings. The ring jeweler was pulling out $2 million rings, $180,000 rings, $200,000 rings. And Greg was sitting there sweating in his boots. He said he got some credit card debt to pay off before he can come back and make a final decision. He wants to make a purchase, but not today. He said he wants to talk to Kay about it. Miss Michelle said, I'm here. You can talk to me about it. What you need to talk to her about it for? I'm here. Angel asked, how does Greg feel about all this? And so Greg pretty much said, well, I've been here before. So yeah, we'll see. And he said once the ladies is gone, he'll come back and buy what he feels Kay would like. The juror said she would like anything. She's been looking for months. And he said, yeah, she gonna like whatever I give her. Monique, poor Kay, her best friend and her mother has to beg this man to marry her. He didn't even buy her a ring to my knowledge. She still doesn't have a ring.
Child.
Even this scene, when I tell you, if cringe could be a scene, this was cringe. Yes, this was cringing. Like, I was just like, why are we even like, the fact that Angel played along with this just like goes to show that you are just not housewife material, girl. Like, why would you roll with this? This man do not want to marry this girl. It was written all over his face. He verbally said, I've been through this before, when asked, how do you feel? I've been through this before. I'm gonna check with her to make sure she wants this before I buy it, because she may just want me to buy the condo, Diva. Miss Michelle see right through this man. And she need to get her daughter to see through him too, because he don't want you, boo.
Come on, Raheem, and why do you need a condo if you're getting married? That's a question in my head. Like, why do you want
Quad and King are living separate? That's what.
So this Gizelle and Monique meet up.
Unnecessary.
It was. They could have carved that out and gave us longer scenes of something different. But yeah, it definitely is embarrassing for Kay. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump to, because there's nothing I could really say about Monique and Gizelle. It was messy. It was phony. It was fake. It was so stupid. Fake. It was so fake, right? And it was because but Gizelle just looked at her when she was like, yeah, you like to be in people's business and relationships and marriage. Gizelle was like, because I was like, yeah, no, Gizelle, that's you. So stop.
Right.
And you don't, it appears like you just don't like married couples, right? Yeah. But we'll move on to.
She was still reading Monique in that scene, just reading her for filth. Like, I didn't see where Gizelle took any kind of accountability. Like, just done.
Yeah, that ain't Gizelle. She not going to. She did. Yeah. So you know what? Low key, Gizelle chin checked. She did. And she told Monique, "You need to take accountability for something." Low key. That's the word for this season. Chin check.
Okay.
Checked in that scene, but we'll move forward. Mama Michelle, Angel and Greg, and Angel and Kay been friends for a long time, right? This ring shopping, again, it was a scene that was made up to try to cover up when Stacey read Kay for filth, telling her you ain't got a husband, and when Jazzy told her he ain't even buy your condo and you don't got no ring. So that's what this was about. and this is me again, respectfully, no shade. What does Greg do? There's not too many people in this world that can afford their own home. He has three girls, right? Either three or two girls. Be able to supply the needs of the girls, right? And then purchase this condo, like purchase the condo with no mortgage, like purchase the condo.
He's a social worker.
No, social. It sounded like what's the name husband from the Real Housewives of Atlanta that does the HVACs, and he's like, that was ringing in my head. Yeah, and don't forget the ex-wife gets money. Like that was ringing in my head. Like, what does Greg do, right? And does this make sense to you, Royer? He got to clean up his credit card to get the ring, but you about to buy a condo. Is this making sense to you? So, and you know, they're looking at, and this again is respectfully, I had to say, what does he do? That they're looking at rings that cost $120,000, $180,000, $160,000. It just don't make sense to me that you're about to spend that type of cash on a ring. I don't know. It's just not making sense to me. Yeah. Greg's eyes, no ring shopping, $125,000. Exactly. Yeah, he could graduate from MIT. I know some people that went to MIT, but and maybe you making $400,000 a year. Let's give him $400,000. Does that still mean you can pay for your own home? And does he have a mortgage on his home, or did he pay cash? When they was pretending that they was buying that home together, Kay acted as if she was giving her fair share into the home. See when the lies come back to bite you? So if he can buy a condo outright, your house that you're living in right now, it must not have a mortgage. Like the math ain't mathing to me. Rings that are causing that much money, the scene was just made up. It was phony. And it was trying to save face for Kay, because Kay got read for filth, okay? Says she ain't got no husband, no ring, and then Jazzy told her he didn't even buy you that condo. So, yeah, I was just like,
They should just buy her ring with the Bravo check.
Not purchase your own ring and condo and then say, right, do it. Do it.
Kay's a businesswoman, beautiful. Why is she so desperate? The question of the night, okay? The question of the night. The real question of the night. Why?
Yeah, why is she so
why? That's a real question.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Right.
So in our next two scenes, and then we'll close it out for the night. In our next two scenes,
okay. Catch your super chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Boo.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Y'all better thank you. Yes. Greg can afford shea butter for his ashy feet. We know she pulling candy. Listen, some people say he got money. Other people say he don't have money. I don't know what to believe.
He could have money, Royer, but you're talking. Fifi, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you go into debt. Come on now. Much love. Thank you for the super chat.
Yes.
He could have money, but it's just not making sense to me that you would even be, unless you are like a football player, a basketball player, or like entertainment, like the Kevin Hart's, like up on that level. Why are you buying a ring that costs $180,000? It don't make sense.
It makes no sense at all.
And like Raheem said, you're buying a condo, but y'all get married. I mean, she wants to be a landlord after y'all get married, because you're gonna rent out the condo. Like, it don't make sense. And then the condo, if it ain't in her name, we seen what Todd and Candy going through. Whose name is the condo going to be in when he buys it? It's gonna be his condo. So then they break up again, and she's gonna be homeless again. Come on, Kay, don't do that to yourself.
Oh my God.
He gonna be like, I'm leaving, and you leaving, and you going back to his condo. Come on, that's stupid. Kay living backwards.
Backwards.
She is. No, I'm
living backwards. Ass backwards.
Yeah. Now Fifi said, "Oh, living in the salon."
Oh my God. Okay, y'all, let's get to these last
few scenes. The last two scenes.
Let's see. Ashley meets up with her sister Jessica. Ashley is assisting Jessica. Jessica is going into college, so she's assisting her with getting a place, doing some shopping, getting furniture and all those things. Ashley shares that when she was getting ready to go to school, her mom was not in a stable place. Uncle Lump really stepped in, bought her school supplies, got her, things that she needed for school. And so Ashley feels great to be in a space where she can now give what was given to her to someone else in her family. So I love that moment, Diva. I was like, that's beautiful. I'm glad that Ashley recognizes that she is so blessed and that she needs to return the blessings to those who are in need around her. The salon is not in her name. I'm not doing this. I will not.
This is bad. This is bad. I cannot. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. But I did hear that too, that the salon is in her mama name. I did hear that. Like,
because I thought allegedly the dealer was the one that got her the salon, and then something happened there.
Well, that would be smart, right? Because if she was with him, like put in a mama name, listen, I grew up in the hood. And so what the dealers would do a lot, they would get property, but they get it in their mama name who actually works. So the government can't come for them. You know what I'm saying? Say how you get this house and you don't work. It's in their mama name who got a real job, or their auntie name, or their baby mama or something like that.
Yeah. So, Jeremy Williams, I really like this scene too. This was a great scene. So, Ashley opens up about missing Josh. Jessica said that she's not a fan of him. Pretty much he was ugly. Ashley wanted, just
that was evil.
So mean. Meanwhile, you have your own struggles in life. So be careful what you say about others, okay? But the people say Diva Misery loves company too, so. Ashley wanted Jessica to know that anything she needed, she was going to be here for her. Child, if Ashley cared, she wouldn't let her sister come on the screen dressed looking like an older than her mom. We have heard this season 1. We did hear all of this in season 1. We did. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much in this scene, they just, talked about their mom and, Jessica's dad, he is abusing substances of alcohol, allegedly, according to what they say. And she has chosen not to go back to the house anymore because of the substance abuse that her parents, choose to be in and the dysfunction. She doesn't want to be around it. She feels that, your parents should love you enough to be there for you and to support you. And Ashley, said that the parents can only do the best that they can do. Parents don't have all the answers, and maybe one day he'll be able to get his life together, and if he can, she will support her in that. But if not, she's going to be here to support her sister no matter what. Jessica cried and had a moment. Ashley comforted her. It was a really good scene, a very real, raw scene, very emotional scene. I come from a 2-parent household, so I don't know what it's like to have one parent, struggling and not doing well, or the other, falling into the patterns. Like I can't even imagine what that lifestyle is like for her, but for her to want to continue to press forward in her own life and choose not to make the mistakes that her mom and dad are making, hats off to her for that. So hopefully she'll be successful in whatever she is working on in college, and figuring that situation out. And then we could stop here, Diva, because that last two scenes kind of coincide with each other.
Yeah, I'll be real quick with this scene. I liked it and didn't like it at the same time. I didn't like the way Cry Me a River. Yeah. Listen, I didn't like the way that this constant dig on Josh. It's just nastiness for no reason. That guy didn't treat her bad. He really liked her. And see, this is the problem in dating with women. You run into somebody nice, you dog them out. You run into somebody that dogs you and you upset about it. Josh was nothing but good to her. And this constant digging on Josh was just horrific. And first of all, I don't think Josh looks bad at all. And to be calling him ugly, he's not for you. Even Uncle Lump was like, let him go. It's just, I don't know. It was just messy. The fact that Uncle Lump stepped in, shout out to Uncle Lump, or Ashley probably would have been in the street somewhere. I mean, because
looking like her mama.
Yeah, I looked up. Ashley and her sister looked so much like the mom. Beautiful, aesthetically looking sister. But the fact that Ashley needs to use her family as a storyline is troubling to me also. I don't like the way that they keep talking about her Ashley's stepfather, but her sister's father. And this is traumatizing to the sister. I don't know. It's just like the mother's never leaving this man. If you're going to help your sister, get her to Maryland, the University of Maryland, help her out, and get her therapy.
Yes.
Versus having her sit on this TV talking about her own father and mother. I wasn't the happiest about that scene either.
Yeah. Shout out to Forever Being 21. I am on the floor with y'all's chemistry. I love it. Laughter is good for the soul, and I promise y'all bring laughter to so many people. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. We appreciate y'all.
Y'all been bringing us laughter too, because y'all be in the comments cutting.
Y'all be giving it. Y'all be doing the darn thing down in the comment section, okay? But yes, we are all about laughter, love, and inspiration. So share our channel, share our lives, share our videos. We appreciate each and every person that stops by and shows love. And remember to hit that like button, y'all, on both channels. Yeah. So in our last two scenes, we are here with Happy Eddie. I'm going to do the Happy Eddie pop-up shop real quick. Eddie goes to all of his pop-up shops. He is very, into his business. He wants his customers to know that he is about his business, supportive of his business, and it's a good brand. So Eddie pretty much goes to all of the pop-up shops that he hosts. Wendy shares with us she normally doesn't go, but Eddie has created a new brand called the Nutty Professor. So Wendy went to go see this new brand that was named in honor of her. That is the new strain he has. Wendy shares that she was pretty much not invited to Stacey's event because Stacey thought that it would kind of be a conflict of interest, which I thought was weird to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, your line is already out. He has what you have already. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it was this consistent flip-floppery with Stacey, as we said, some flip-flop sandals earlier. Whoever said that, I completely see it now. And Stacey really just turned me off this episode. Like, I was like, done with you, girl.
But stay there for 1 minute with this. That's because Stacey knew that she stole the idea from Happy Eddie and Wendy, and you're so paranoid now, thinking it's a conflict of interest for somebody you could sit. Yeah, Stacey was whack for that. Exactly. Thank you, Penny Proud, because I couldn't figure out the words to use. She was whack for that, right? Yeah. You don't invite your competition, but she came to everything that Wendy and Eddie did, and she knew about Eddie. Yo, she was whack for that. Thank you, Penny Proud. I don't need to say no more, Rhea. She was whack for that.
Yes, very whack. Happy Eddie has 27 products, different types of strains, different flowers, different, he has lighters, he's had grinders, he had trays, he had a whole nice setup, really, really nice brand. The partners in her brand might not want compete. That's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's stupid. That's just like somebody working at Walmart going to Target and be like, "Oh, you can't be in here because you work at Walmart." Like, get out of here. That's stupid. That's so dumb.
Yeah. No. And that's why nobody was really there, Stacey.
Or that's like saying that one hair care product can only be in one store. You can't have it in another store.
Exactly.
Like, have other hair care products in the same store. That's stupid. Like, that's so dumb. This was stupid. Yeah. It was so stupid. Whack, as Miss Penny Proud said.
Yeah.
Wendy tried to make a purchase. She swipes her card. They asked for the pen. And Wendy said, "Oh, I can't remember my pen. What's my pen? I usually run it on credit." I said, "Ooh, not you out here snitching on yourself." She finally figured out her pen and she was able to get her Nutty Professor strain. And then Wendy shares of how proud she is of Eddie. She said, "We went from rolling oregano to rolling actual flower bud. And this is what consistency, pressure, and true passion looks like." Okay? Eddie has done his thing and he's done it well. And what I will say about Eddie and Wendy as well, Diva, is that Eddie is still out here, even with all these allegations flying around. He is out here promoting his business. And listen, if you're really innocent, this is how you play it. Keep on doing what you normally do. Okay? Don't let nothing shake you. Don't let nothing break you. No comment. I heart Wendy down. Oh, Wendy. Yes. Oh, Wendy. That's all I can say. Anything on that scene, D? Because we're gonna roll into this Shio scene and we'll be done.
I mean, with Stacey, you mean with Stacey and her event?
No, with Wendy. I was. You want me to throw that in there too?
No, with Wendy. What?
Wendy and Eddie. Anything on that?
Oh no! Listen, I think their thing was cute, and I do like the fact that they, were there together. They're still out in these streets promoting. But every time it's something to do with money and Wendy, I'm giving it the side eye. The fact that her credit card wasn't going through, I was like, did they already shut down her stuff? I just was giving that the side eye, like, oh my God, OMG. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I looked at that whole thing different. So, we at our final scene, we have our Shio grand opening. Shio had a nice little line around the building. I said, okay, the people came out for Stacey. She had, and you know what? It probably wasn't hard for Stacey to do that because she has been on QBC for so long, and that is a very popular thing. So the people really, came out and showed up. She had a nice little poster board of, her Shio picture and had a photo, spot for everybody to come in and take photos. It was a nice, place to have her event at. Stacey has 2 products, 2 gummies, Rise and Rest. Jazzy shows up. Ashley and Tia are going to be there to support Shio as well. Stacey says that Wendy couldn't make it. And see, this is what I be talking about with Stacey. Now, you say that she couldn't make it, but Wendy is saying that you disinvited her. And then we have a scene of basically you disinviting her, saying that it would be a conflict of interest. Just be honest about it. Like, what are we doing? Stop. Gizelle and Kay pretty much said they didn't want to come and don't have time to come. Ashley comes in. Stacey, they greet each other. Stacey pulls her to the side. Apparently, her and Ashley have on the same dress from a couple of weeks ago. Ashley wore it. They had the same wig on as well, And so Ashley was like, "Oh, I see you got on my dress." And Stacey was like, "It looks better on me. I see you got my hair on. Who's your mentor?" And she said, "Not you. I'm not doing it for you, boo. You ain't it." And so, they pull each other to the side. And Stacey really wants to know, where are we going with our friendship? Are we going to be good or are we not? And Ashley is pretty much like, you're always consistently giving me a reason to question you. You're giving me a reason to have a problem with you. You lie. If you stop lying, I'll stop talking. She said, we've been through this before. And she said, you continue to lie. So how can I stop if you continue to give me reason? And Stacey said, well, if we go back to ground zero and start all over, we'll be good. No more lies. No more talking about me. So they agreed to do on that. They went to the back area to have a few drinks and a little, food. Stacey said that she wanted to sit down and talk about the fallout with Tia. And her reasoning of being mad at Tia is because she did not like the fact how Tia, tried to play her out when it came to her and Wendy's friendship. She shares, that she did not introduce Wendy and Eddie to her husband because Timu basically was in his feelings about the way that they called Stacey out last season at the reunion in regards to TJ. He didn't like that. And so that was his contentious pretty much about having dinner with Eddie and Wendy. She also doesn't like pretty much how she came for her at Gizelle's event. And so Tia said, I'm only giving you what you give me. I came into this group. The ladies gave me opinions about you. I chose to let my opinion be what it was going to be and let me come to you mutually. You started calling me saying that the girls do not like me and you need to be on my side. Stacey said, you're a liar. You're a liar. I never called you and said that. She said, yes, you did. Yes, you did. She got in her English, proper voice. Why are you trying to take over the conversation? You're not going to out-talk me. Stacey continued to let her know, this is the girl that y'all say has etiquette, is from England, is so proper. Here she is. See her for who she is. She's a liar. See her is. As a matter of fact, since you're going to have no class and be disrespectful, get your ass up and get out of my building. And Tia said, well, I will go because I have other things to do anyways. Walked out and said, I will not be buying anything from that lady, Stacey, but y'all can get what you like. Have a good day. That was the end of episode 10, season 10, Blunt Truths.
Let me do this. The back and forth. First of all, Ashley coming in with the same wig as Stacey. They're starting to stage stuff that we're like, do they think we stupid?
I think they do.
It's like, okay, I get Chuck out of stage some stuff. I guess we can't really keep it real no more. But that was a stage where I was like, I'm not even partially believing that happened between those two, right? And it seems like this season so far, they've been having these moments where people are allegedly showing up looking alike, and they trying to tell us that this is just random. Like when Stacey and Wendy wore the same color, like to the lunch. I was like, okay, we're doing too much now with Ashley coming in with the same hair, and then Ashley saying that she wore that dress that Stacey had on last week. I'm just like, okay, I'm over this. This is stupid, right? So the back and forth between Ashley and Stacey, again, to me, I felt like it was a stage moment. So I wasn't even really, I was like, whatever. The Tia and Stacey situation, Stacey inserts her foot in her mouth. And the reason why I pretty much want to say that is too, because now she's saying that she didn't introduce or didn't want to be around Wendy and her husband. She said, I wasn't there because of Wendy and her husband. And she goes back to what happened at the reunion. But that's not what you said on the phone. That's not what you told Wendy. Matter of fact, you told Wendy you were so sorry that you didn't bring her instead of bringing Tia. So like I'm Gold 50 said, I was over. At first I was thinking, okay, Stacey, that girl. I was over Stacey at this particular episode. But I will say this, but I was here for toodaloo or whatever she said. When she told Tia to get the step in, like Martin, pretty much, she was like, she said, get up, go, toodaloo, go, okay, get out of here, go. I was here for it. Stacey got hyped up by AJ. AJ hyped her up way before that scene. He hyped up and told her to stand her ground. So Stacey stood her ground, and it was a hot mess because Stacey, the only people you had there was Tia, Jazzy, and Ashley. Nobody else came. You would think you should try to make that thing work, but no, she kicked Tia out of there. Then she said, "Who want to eat?"
Well, Mandy has a great question. Why did Stacey throw Tia out instead of Ashley? Ashley disrespected her as soon as she got there. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
I was so confused by why she had all of this energy for Tia. I was very confused.
It was messy on like the highest level.
And then to address, sorry, Diva, but then to address all of these issues at your own grand opening, make it make sense. It
You
was
can't.
just stupid. It was horrible. For people who already didn't show up and who are not in support of you, then you're going to go and throw down the people who actually showed up and tried to be supportive of you.
That part.
And you know you lying and doing all this foolery. It wasn't a good look, Stacey. It was a
It
horrible
wasn't.
whack.
It wasn't. And I'm about to take back the award we was trying to give her.
Well, I mean, I will say she's been good for TV though. She has entertained us. She is very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am 50 Gold said I'm always here for her comedic relief, and I am. I do be.
She's like toodaloo. And listen, when she with Cookie, she was like, I'm gonna point my finger. She let Cookie know. And I know Tia felt sick to her stomach. She told her to get the step in. But Tia said, I'm not buying anything. Tia, just go on, Tia.
Listen, Tia came through and did her thing. I was like, go ahead, honey.
Yeah.
You let her put you out and then you make an exit. I ain't buying nothing in here.
And she probably wasn't dependent upon you buying nothing either. Okay. She was like, toodles. Yeah.
But yes, everyone, that has been our recap of episode 10, season 10 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. At the end of every episode, we like to get your final thoughts and opinions on the episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. After our ratings, we'll come to you all's ratings. Thank you for joining us. Diva, your final thoughts on this episode and rating?
Oh, God, it's a mixed bag for me. You know, I guess I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I didn't totally dislike it. I wasn't really in love with it. But as you stated, I did like the fact that Gizelle and Wendy had a nice scene. You know, I just didn't like the way Ashley disrespected Josh. And I didn't like all the digs towards Josh. I think it was totally unnecessary. And I think she could have broke up with him in a much better way. And, you know, to me, people kill me when they complain, Roy, here about how they was treated in any given relationship. But then after that relationship, they don't mind just being nasty to other people. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, once I was treated wrong in a relationship, I just make sure personally, I'm just never going to do anybody in a way that I wouldn't want to be done myself.
Yeah.
So I would never want anybody to break up with me that way. And that's why I said, honestly, I think I'd rather be ghosted. And I ain't into nobody ghosting me. But hey, if you're going to do me like, if you're going to break up with me like that, well, then go ahead and ghost me.
Yeah, I think she's so busy, like that post we looked at earlier. She's so busy chasing fame and money. She doesn't care about the feelings that she's hurting. And she truly hurt Josh's feelings.
Yeah.
And I think it was dirty and nasty. And she will reap what she is sowing. You know, if you're looking for a man that's going to take care of you and pay your bills, he 9 times out of 10 is probably not going to treat you right and going to cheat on you. Just like in your first marriage.
Yeah. But you know what they say, God bless the child that has his own. Like, you wouldn't learn because the way you had to fight Michael to just get what was rightfully yours and how Michael played you out at first and, you know, was putting the house in his name, all that. Why would you want to go through that again? Why wouldn't you want to have your own? I don't know. I don't Ashley, I'm not liking what Ashley's doing.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I'm gonna give it a 8. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I did not get boring at any point in time. You know, my first watch, at least, anyways. I was like, okay, this was cool. It was a nice ride, you know. So I gave it an 8. What was your rating? What did you say? A 7?
I said 7.5.
7.5. Okay, around the same thing. So, Original Mule is giving it a 7. Jeremy is giving it an 8. Lorraine is giving it a 7. I Am 50 is giving it a 8. Justin is giving it a 8. Original changed it to a 7. Katrina is 5. And then Forever is giving it an 8. Fifi is giving it an 8.5. Raheem is giving it a 5. All right. Okay. Not too bad tonight. It was people enjoyed the episode pretty much. Well, that's good.
Raheem cut the girls no slack a 5.
Ashley and Tia had me watching other shows in between.
Listen, and I get it.
Yeah. Yes, but listen, this has been our recap of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 10. We appreciate you for joining us. Make sure you continue to follow us on our channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royer's World. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to both channels and your notification bells on all. Tomorrow, we will be recapping Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 2. Episode 2 came out last night. And Diva, I gotta say, Heavenly brought the fire to the episode. She brought that oomph that was missing in episode 1, because it was missing in episode 1. It was missing, in my opinion. So she brought that oomph, and she hit the mark. So we're gonna be recapping episode 2 of Married to Medicine. Make sure you tune in for that. Do you have E?
I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna try. I gotta figure out my E situation.
Okay.
So that we can get on with Kimora. But episode 2 drops on tomorrow for Kimora's show. So stick around with us for that, and we'll let you know how that will come about. And then make sure you join Diva for trending topics about 8:30 this tonight. So make sure you join her for that and get the latest and greatest news. Here was my picture from Saturday with Miss Pat. We had an amazing time. She was here in Charlotte at the Comedy Zone. It was so much fun. Such an amazing night. So shout out to Miss Pat. Love you. Thank you for the meet and greet and Diva, for somebody that was sick, she was so humble, so sweet, so nice, just such an amazing comedian and such an amazing person. Really gave the attention to the people. It was an amazing show. So if you're looking for a good comedian to go see, go check out Miss Pat. She is touring now and going into 2026. So check out dates for that on misspatcomedy.com.
She looks like she could be your auntie.
Listen, Auntie Pat, I love you.
Yeah, she looks like she could be your auntie. You know, it's a great picture, Royer, and it's just a reminder to all of us, like, live your best life, have fun, laugh, enjoy life. Yeah, but I thought it's great picture. Glad you had the opportunity. Oh, they said you glowing. Okay, now.
And the glow. Listen, I've been working on my skin, y'all, and this skin.
Come on now.
I've been going to the gym and everything, honey.
Come on now, holler to the gym. Yes.
Tonight, Diva, as soon as we get out of here. So,
all right,
listen, remember to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We will see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for our recap of episode 2, season 12 of Married to Medicine. Good night and goodbye, everybody. See y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
Royale's World.